Take me to work. Booyah, booyah, booyah. Hello there. Today is Wednesday, hump day. And since I was going to talk about my real estate journey a little bit in the last video, I was going to continue on with that story. So we moved into a house I was talking about that was a short sale that had two lenders on the people's house, and the lady had gotten divorced and she had been living there for a while and couldn't pay the bills, and this was she must have defaulted like 2011, 2012, and we were coming in 2014 trying to buy it as a short sale. And it's always a process because you have to get bank approval. They have to approve to the amount. You have to agree to the amount. A lot of times realtors will list houses that are short sale. They'll call them short sale. But the price isn't negotiated. They're just putting up a price they think the bank's going to allow it to go for. So we were like the third or fourth people that tried to buy this house as a short sale, and all the other ones had backed out because it just took so long. We had sold our house. I got my big check. I was so happy. We were living in the hotel, and like I said, we lived in the hotel for two and a half months, and finally we get the approval, and we're buying the house FHA to get the lower down payment. But part of the FHA is there's certain stipulations, like the flooring needs to be everywhere. There's a couple other there's a bunch of rules, but the ones that applied were basically the flooring. So it was like the day before the closing, we had to go over there, and maybe 2 days before the closing, we had to go over there, throw carpet in the master bedroom. Like, we took a remnant, cut it, stapled it down, just so the inspector could go look at it and approve it for the closing. And the poor lady, I don't think she ever thought the house was going to sell and that she'd ever have to move, and she was kind of packing up, but it didn't seem like she really believed it was going to happen. And we were gung-ho. We're like, this is our new house. So we ended up closing the next day, and then she moved out. And it was the start of, that was a nice house. It was I don't know what you call like a McMansion, like I think it was 4,200 square feet, 3-car garage. Maybe that was a 4-car garage. I think that was a 4-car garage. It was on like 2 acres. Real nice. The back kind of backed up to a forest. It was like a long lot, but kind of narrower, which was interesting. Beautiful skies at night. You can see all the stars because of the forest that was behind it. You can see stars every night. That was my favorite part of the house. And we just started. We moved in, and for months it was kind of under construction. We were doing painting. We were fixing some things. A lot of different things that we did to the house. But so we lived there, got a decent price on the house. I thought it was a good price for what the house was. But when we ended up doing was, we finished the deck. So that was like a 25 by 20 deck. And we did, tracks and all that stuff. And that ended up costing us like 25 grand. I felt bad because the guys were relatives of, my wife, and they kind of did it on the side, and I don't think they really figured their pricing out very well, so it took a lot more time. I felt bad, but I was like, that was the deal. I mean, that's what we budgeted for, so it was like 25 to 28,000 for the deck, which today that would be a $50,000-$60,000 deck probably all day. But so we did that deck. That was beautiful. We ended up finishing, there was an attic space that was unfinished. We finished that, carpeted and everything, made it like into a bedroom or a playroom for the kids, which was nice. It was over the garage. The basement, which was probably another 1,400 square feet. We ended up finishing that. We put another bedroom down there. We put a bathroom, a living room, and then a home theater room that we never really finished, but it was set up for that. That actually cost a lot of money, a lot more than I thought it was going to cost to do. But that got done. We replaced the entry door, put a nice entry door in. We did a nice storm door on the entry door. We replaced a sliding door in the basement. That was a huge, a huge door that literally was super expensive, even for us, you know, being in the business. What else did we do? And then at the end, we ended up redoing the cabinets and the countertops in the house, which was a whole project. So when we sold the house, it was right in the middle of COVID. We ended up probably breaking even for all the work that we did and everything. And, you know, we sold the house. It was a deal for the buyers, because over the next 3 or 4 years, that house appreciated by hundreds of thousands of dollars because of the market and everything else. So I would say today we bought the house for $280,000. We sold the house for $450,000, and I would say the house is worth $650,000 to $750,000 today. Because we added another bedroom to it. We added another full bathroom to it. We finished the basement, adding 1,400 square feet of living space. We finished that attic room, which was probably, I would say that room was 14 by 20 something. So that added more square footage. So by the time we were done, it was like 6,000 to 6,500 square feet. I think it was 5 bedroom, 4.5 baths, or 4.5, because there was 1.5 bath. Anyways, we did a lot of work to it, got it up, probably broke even with the money we spent on it, even at our cost. So what can you do? So the reason basically why we sold it and we moved was because basically found our dream house. So I was always looking at houses. What's our next move? What's this? So we owned that house that we lived in, that I was just telling you about. And then we also had a house that was on the water about, I don't know, half hour away. It was on the chain of lakes, on a nice channel. I had bought that house for really cheap. I think I paid $110,000 or $120,000 for the house. It was, when we bought it, it was a 2-car garage, 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. No, I'm not going that way, bro. I'm not going that way. We ended up making another bedroom, so it was 4-bedroom, 2-bath, and but on the water. Renovated that whole house. put a nice, we ended up redoing the roof, gutters, fascia soffit, siding. We put a nice brick accent on the front. All the windows in the house, all the doors in the house were redone. We redid put a concrete patio in the back with a fire pit. Redid the whole house, painted everything, new cabinets, whole new kitchen basically. Redid one bathroom. The other bathroom, we ended up doing a little bit of renovation because it was set up really weird. It was the guy that lived there was in a wheelchair, so he kind of set it up with a kind of wheel-in type shower system, and we just put glass surrounds there and kind of straightened everything up, changed the doors around. But anyways, we ended up doing a really nice job. The house was beautiful. Never slept there. We parked our boats there. We go up there, spend, an hour at the house, and then we go on the boat. We come back, maybe spend an hour at the house, and then go home. It was kind of sad because I never slept there, but there was one time, I swear it's because of the slow moving water on the outside, that we went there to go out on the boat, and the boat wouldn't start. So we're like, we had some family members with us and stuff, and we were just like, let's just hang out. And we all end up falling asleep. I mean, the house was so calm, so relaxing, and the water was literally only 50 feet from the house. So, and slow moving channel of a river kind of connected to lakes with this channel, and it was, I don't know, it was just the most peaceful place. Even though it kind of had a tragic history. The house was built in the 50s by this couple, and then they had lived there for a long time, and their one son, they had like a tire swing that had a beautiful big beautiful tree on the outside in the back by the water. Big thick tree, but I guess they had a tire swing on there, and the kid had swung out on the tire swing and jumped in the water, and I don't know, hit the bottom or something, ended up becoming paralyzed. And so the family lived there with the son, and then I don't know if the family moved or the original builders moved or passed away or whatever. Well, the son ended up living there, and that's why they made it handicap accessible and everything. But it's like, it had not been any work done to it since the 50s. What was nice about it was a lot of the inside was wood, like cedar. So we were able to keep the cedar and kind of gave it a nice rustic look. And then there was a couple of additions that they had put on, because originally it was like a really small house, probably a one-bedroom like cabin, and they added on to it over the years. They added the garage. They added another section that was like a living room. So that was all nice. But anyways, we fixed it all up. And so we ended up selling that house and the other house I was telling you about at about the same time to basically buy this new house. And this is an interesting story too, and I probably won't have enough time to tell the whole thing, but I'll start it. So I always was looking at houses on Zillow and stuff, and if I saw something interesting, I would save it. And I came across this house on the river. Beautiful, 3.5 acres on the river, 200 plus feet of shoreline, 9,300 square foot house, 4-car attached garage with another 10-car separate garage. The pictures showed it, and it was just beautiful. The guy who lived there, had a motorcycle that he parked in the living room. I mean, it was like your dream house. And I'm like, I'll save it, because he was trying to sell it. He wanted like 1.2 million for it or something like that, and that was just like, to me, crazy. That's no way I could ever afford that house. I mean, it was 1.4. It was a lot, and I was like, whatever. And then I just kind of forgot about it. Every once in a while, if I went through my saved houses, I would see it. And that was probably a year and a half before we really got involved with it. But all of a sudden, I got a notification that one of my saved houses had a price drop. And I look, and I'm like, it's that house. And the guy had gone from 1.2 million to 750,000. This was in 2019. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So I showed Courtney, and I'm like, maybe he just wants to dump it. Maybe he just wants to get out of it. So we called our realtor that we were working with, and we got a showing. And we go to the house and pull up in the driveway. It's beautiful. Gated. It has a gate. The house is, from the outside looks great. The water. We meet the other realtor. They wouldn't let anyone go in there without the other realtor being there. And she meets us in the driveway, and she says, so, you know about the water damage? And we're like, water damage? And she's like, yeah. So this winter before, we had really bad freeze, and one of their furnaces, there's 5 furnaces in the house, one of the furnaces went out, and it ended up, the bathroom on the 2nd floor, pipe froze and burst, water rushed out all over the place, and the guy wasn't living there at the time, so it did a significant amount of water damage. Oh, okay. So we go inside, and about, I would say, a third or more of the house was down to studs. The kitchen was gone, the laundry room was gone, the front office was gone, the living room, or the dining room area, had the drywall cut up halfway through the wall. The master bedroom, master closets, there's 2 master closets, were totally gutted out. The bathroom upstairs was gutted out. I think the bedroom upstairs was gutted out. So it was literally, the house is 9,200 square feet. I would say it was roughly 3,500 square feet of house was just down to studs, including 2 bathrooms were gutted, and then the whole kitchen and the laundry room. So we're like, oh, okay, so this is going to be more of a project than we thought. We thought the guy was just going to dump it, and we'd go in there and stick some lipstick on a pig and live there. But, so we thought about it, and I'm like, you know what, we're going to lowball this thing, So I think he wanted $750,000. I think I came in at $450,000. I think I offered $450,000 for the house. And no, I couldn't take it. And I think I'll leave the story right there, because it's another story where, leave this with a lesson. We did end up getting the house, fixing it up, and living there, and we still live there. But it's one of those things where you talk about having a vision board, or, different things that are in your face showing you what you want in life. And that was it, because I had saved that thing. I looked at it. I dreamed about living there. And honestly, I didn't believe that it could happen, and it eventually actually did happen. So you gotta believe. Anything you can conceive, believe, you can achieve. You know, that's Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. But, you know, the lesson is, you know, have a goal, have it in front of your face, and work towards that all the time. And the universe, I truly believe this, the universe will deliver it if it's meant to be. All right, well, that's all for today.